I'm Rich.
I'm Brenda.
This is my wife Brenda, and we are the off-grid couple. We live probably about 6-7 miles from Al, down the hill. We're about 3,000 feet elevation.
It does take about a half hour to get here, though.
Yeah, Al's road.
Sketchy.
Pretty sketchy.
There's definitely an elevation change. For sure.
We have approximately 7 acres. We have a small creek too, Cape LaBelle Creek, behind our property. And we are just finishing up our off-grid kitchen with a wood-fired oven in it. And we also built another storage shed and a greenhouse and a garden. So we have been very busy this summer.
Yeah, we had a great time, though. It's been a really fun summer. It's our first full summer here. So all the building that we did, we used milled wood from the mill in Oroville. And we were able to get it for $20, huge bundles of wood. And it's amazing what you can do with that kind of wood. A lot of people are like, this is scrap wood, and it is, but it's $20 wood. That's what we keep saying. Well, it's $20. It's not gonna be perfect.
$20 for roughly 2,000 pounds of wood.
And
yeah.
It turned out really nice.
Yeah.
The stuff you built with it.
Yes.
So we bought $80 worth of wood, and we were able to build along with the logs from our property, we were able to build our big kitchen. And it has a little storage room off of it, and then we also have the storage shed and the greenhouse, and we did our garden on the hillside. So that was challenging.
Yeah.
And then you also built from scrap wood of it a chair.
I
two.
did. Yeah, I built
two
several
chairs.
chairs.
Yeah.
I've been
It turned out beautiful.
checking out Al's chair here, going, ooh, I want one of those. Can I make that? I don't know.
Yeah, we've had a very busy
It
summer.
has been.
We did our first garden, and it's on a very, very steep angle, but all our water is gravity fed, so it's great. I got it on a timer, and we just set it on, and it pretty much takes care of the garden for the most part. She just actually put in a couple more beds yesterday. And so,
Getting
yeah,
ready for next year.
we're already getting ready for next year.
Yeah.
And then next year, we are going to be starting our build on our cabin.
Yes, so it's super exciting to see what Al's been doing, and we're hoping to take some of this information and put it into our build.
Yes.
Because you know what? That's not our trade, so this is not something we do.
But we are not going to stay here in the winter.
Heck no.
We usually go south. We're actually leaving right after New Year's and heading for the Baja. And we've gone down there before, and we're going to spend our winter in the Baja, camping on beaches and doing a lot of fishing.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Oh, it's going to be so great. I'm so sorry.
So if you want to follow us, we're the Off-Grid Couple 93 is how YouTube has us. I think we have probably 20 videos. We actually have another channel, and that's called RB Outdoors Northwest. So that's for Rich and Brenda Outdoors Northwest.
It's actually RB Outdoors NW.
Yeah, NW. That one's more of our travel and review YouTube channel. And then, of course, the Off-Grid Couple is, well, the Off-Grid.
So if you want to follow us and not be in the snow, you can follow us on RB Outdoors NW this winter.
Yep.
But then we'll be right back at it, building and creating and living the off-grid lifestyle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be neat.
I just want to thank Al for having us up here
Absolutely.
and showing us all his amazing woodwork.
I'm excited about next year or next time we come up when it's probably not doing all this nasty snow stuff going on, and be able to do a little bit of milling.
Yes.
Play with that.
We'll get to milling some slabs for live edge slabs for tables.
So fun.
Yes.
That
Yes.
should be fun.
Yeah.
And anything
Super
else we
fun.
can think of.
Exactly.
All right, so taking a drive over to Rich and Brenda's, the off-grid couples plate. Coming up to one of the really rough areas here. All these roads are not maintained. They're all dirt road. Once we get towards Richard's and Brenda's place, their roads are maintained, it looks like to me. Pretty foggy day. Welcome back to the channel. This is Off-Grid Al. I'm over at the off-grid couple, Brenda and Richard's place. And
Hi.
here's Brenda and Richard right here. They're starting to make pizza for their pizza oven over here to my left. And yeah, we're gonna walk around today and do a little bit of show and tell of what they've done.
So we're starting off with pizza because
Yeah.
it is lunchtime,
It is
and Rich has
lunchtime.
got the fire all. Where have you got the oven there, babe?
Now I'm about 600 degrees right now. I'm gonna cook some pizzas, and Al's gonna kind of interview us and what we've been doing here this
Yeah,
summer.
you guys done a lot besides building this nice little.
Yeah, we're calling it the off-grid kitchen. All the lumber that you see here, we cut these trees down 2 years ago. And then the siding, we call it our $20 wood that we got from the Orville mill. And basically it's their scrap wood that they can't sell. And you could get roughly 2,000 pounds of lumber for 20 bucks.
That's such
Now-
a great deal.
It's a
It really
fantastic deal. But, you know, the first batch we got was 12 inches wide by 3/4 inches thick. The next batch we got was 6 inches wide,
Two bundles on that, and it was 4 inches.
4 inches thick. And
The
then we
last
got one,
was-
yeah, the last one was 6 inches, and it was hemlock. Most of it's pine.
Friends of ours actually got cedar too.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
and occasionally some cedar.
That's awesome.
So really, we spent $80 between the off-grid kitchen, our greenhouse, and a shed that we built,
And the garden.
and the garden. Yeah, so basically for 80 bucks, actually less. So that is a heck of a deal. Yes, it does make more labor because, like I said, some of it's real split, and a lot of it's,
There's something wrong with each and every board.
yeah, some of it's a little wavy and this and that. But for 20 bucks, we're not complaining.
No, that's crazy. And plus, even if it was just firewood.
Oh yes.
Well, and that's the thing, is that we got a tremendous amount of firewood out of it. Which is very great. It's great kindling, so.
Yes.
So, the pizza that we're cooking today, I got the dough ready a couple hours ago. It does need to rise for at least an hour. We usually go about an hour and a half to 2 hours just to get a lot of body to it. So this has been resting and or rising, and now we're just doing. We've got Italian sausage, we've got the mozzarella, then we've got some smoked paprika sausage, pepperoni from the Cured in Leavenworth, which is unbelievable. If you ever have the chance to get there and try their smoked paprika, any of their sausages, they do them all themselves. Amazing. Anyways, we've got smoked paprika on here. And then this is bear pepperoni that a friend of ours, he got a bear earlier this season, or late summer, and was able to harvest it. And I did nothing. Rich helped with it. And then he's made pepperoni out of it. It's so good.
It's
But
really
That's
good.
awesome.
Rich has actually just cut the casings off, and we've diced it up, and we're putting it on. It makes a really good flavor to the pizza too. And then I like to top it. Some people don't like to put the cheese on top. I always put cheese on top. They're crazy people. So a little bit of cheese on top, and then this is gonna slide right into the oven.
And notice that behind you have a sink and stuff. How do you get water to that?
Oh my gosh. So right now it's just our blue tub. Yeah. And I created a stand for it.
That works.
And a cover for it. In the summertime, we usually have the windows open. Sun comes through and just kind of bakes this and heats it up too much. So put a cover over it. This is non-functional right now. It's actually wide open. Doesn't work at all. So next year we're actually going to get a water 50-gallon or more tub out there, and we're going to actually have it power just like in a trailer, and have it actually just flip a switch, and we'll have it right here, and this will go away. Yeah, talk about that.
We're gonna do a 12-volt pump, so
Yeah.
basically like a light switch when we want water, flip it on, just basically like you have in your trailer.
Yeah, turn the pump on. Yeah.
But that'll be attached to probably a 55-gallon barrel.
Yep.
And then we'll eventually pipe out the drain out the back.
Yeah,
So
right now I've just got
Little bucket in
buckets
there like I
underneath
do.
there to catch
Yeah.
it. Exactly,
Yeah.
yep. And I just created this little cover up because I don't want to look at it.
They still won't get frozen down
I
there,
know, yeah.
which is good.
All right, we're gonna put this pizza in before it sticks
let's
to
get
the
it.
wheel.
Absolutely.
Let's-
The oven did cool down just a little bit while we were talking. I like to have it 600 plus, even more, maybe even 700. But I can see the dough is rising. It's been in there about 30 seconds now.
That's so neat.
Oh.
You don't have a door for that, do you? Do you have?
Yep.
Yep, right there.
And
For
so Al, we
a
do,
bill.
we do have a surprise for you when you leave.
Uh-huh.
We're making you a pizza to go.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
About 2 minutes. Look at that. Yeah. And that's the bear pepperoni right there, and that's the paprika smoked sausage there.
Mm.
All right. Well, we have our first slice.
Well, Sage is hovering around.
I know.
She's like, oh my
please
goodness.
drop something. Please drop something.
Just do it. Just do it.
I know you need to.
So I thought I'd give you guys a little tour of Rich and Brenda's property here, a little bit of what they've been doing. So I thought, let's start off with their garden area and check that out, see if they can show us around it.
Well, this is our garden area.
Very
We were actually going to do it up top. We've got our property actually goes over across the top up there, and that's where we were originally going to have our garden.
Is it leveled out up there
It
compared
is
to
level.
this?
We got a
there,
big,
yeah.
big flat spot
Yeah.
up there.
Oh, interesting.
But it's right by the road, so
Is-
that's why we didn't build up there.
Is this kind of south facing? Do you know?
Yeah. Well, the biggest problem with the garden on top is
We couldn't see it.
It's so flat we can't see it, and of course we're off grid
Yep.
watering.
Yeah.
So we
I
start-
actually saw on Pinterest a
Yeah.
vertical garden just on one of the sites that I follow, and it was a vertical garden. And I looked at Rich one day and I said, "Look what I found! We could do it on our hillside because it's just wasted space." So I'm super happy with how it turned out, though.
So
Yeah.
that-
So,
the little box you see way up on top is actually a 35-gallon water barrel. So yeah, I have a hose coming from the box, coming down underneath the fence, and about just a couple feet prior to the beds, and then I got a 4-way splitter where the hose comes in, so I can actually have 4 hoses coming off one hose. And in the middle, I have a timer
oh,
that I
okay.
could set to come on at 4:30 in the morning and run for 2 minutes. And now we didn't use that a whole heck of a lot because she was here most of the
Yeah,
summer.
I did most of the watering this year.
But it was nice when we did leave for the weekend. I just make sure the barrel was full. I set the timer, and we
you were
could be
good to go.
gone for 3 or 4 days and not
Nice.
have to worry about watering.
So it's battery powered.
Battery powered.
So you're not running solar up there. Okay.
Nope. It required 2 AA batteries, and it lasted all summer long.
And it just has, does it cause a valve to open up?
Yes. Yep.
Is that electric too?
Yeah, it's an electric box, so the hose comes in here, and then I attach the 4-way splitter on the back side.
Right.
So as soon as that timer set, let's say at 4:30 a.m.,
It goes click.
It go click.
An
Allows the,
actuator opens up the water.
allows the water to come through.
Okay.
I kind of estimated about 2 minutes was a good watering time.
Is it a, what kind of watering hoses are they? The hoses with the little holes in them?
Yes, I actually had 2 soaker hoses.
Okay.
And then I had one that you could actually fill other buckets or, watering containers
Okay.
through. Yeah.
Nice.
But we made our own soaker hose too.
Yes.
Yeah, we used regular hoses, and then he went through and figured out where we needed water and poked a little tack in there and made a little hole for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
so
it's
you
not a
didn't-
regular soaker hose.
That way you're not
Yeah.
watering every place.
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And we
Okay.
found that there was not enough pressure because we tried a soaker hose and that didn't
Yeah,
work
an
very
actual
well.
real soaker hose didn't work. It didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think there was enough pressure.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I had some spare hose, and I just took a push pin and made little holes in it. It worked pretty good.
You might have gained pressure if you would have made a tower, put the thing up about 10 feet in the air.
Sure, a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have.
So eventually, as time goes on, we'll have beds going up
All the
Tier.
way.
all the
Yeah.
way up, and then maybe at the top we would like to have a couple of fruit trees.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this year we had just our first 2 beds there that you see in front, and then we had the 2 end ones are hydroponic beds.
Yeah, the 2 boxes.
And so we
there.
had our
Okay.
tomatoes in there, and then everything else in the other 2. And then I just made for next year 2 more beds on the back side of that. And
Nice.
we'll have more going up. We just kind of ran out of time.
Yeah, no, I get it.
As you know.
I get it. All right, so where are we here now?
So up here is just a little landing that was created when our neighbor and friend Joe came through and created all this space. This was all actually just a big hillside.
Was he
Just
using
like
a
up here.
dozer or did he use
He
a
had a
tractor?
dozer for
Yep.
the driveway and an excavator for the rest of this. And
Okay.
I cut over 150 trees right where we're standing.
yeah.
Oh, that's where those logs, that pile of logs came
Yes.
from there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very, very. Basically, this was just a kind of a bowl in a way, and this road here behind us, which we'll show you here in a second, didn't even exist. This road was more, we call it the skidder road, and we had our trailers and stuff up on the upper part, and we thinned that out also. But we realized for the view and just more privacy, this was the spot.
So yeah, we have our shed there on the left that we built. That was the first thing we did this
Yep, this spring.
That
when we
door
got
turned
back.
out nice. You got an antler
Yeah.
for a handle. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with that. And that's a 10 by 12, so that's just a big storage space in there.
Oh, wow. That's bigger than my cabin.
It's a good size. And then off the tough shed, that was here last year, we had the tough shed and our carport. So the tough shed was there, and then off of that is the greenhouse.
Yep.
And so we needed a spot for us to have all of our gardening supplies and stuff. And then next year, we're very excited to be able to do all of our starts in there next
Yeah.
year.
Start everything from seed.
Yeah.
So,
And we had microgreens in there as well,
Yes.
which was super fun, and I'm excited to have those again next year. But we did shut that operation down for just the season.
Now, you're talking about doing a greenhouse. Is that
That
back?
is the greenhouse right there.
That's the greenhouse
That's
on
the
top of the
greenhouse.
Yep.
the
Off
tough
off
shed.
the tough
Yep.
shed. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yep.
Nice.
Exactly. So that's what we got going on there.
So, whereabouts are you planning to build your cabin at?
okay, well, you see the big log pile.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that on the back side here of the wood pile. We're gonna have to move the wood pile.
Yeah, so basically it's going to be right behind the wood pile and amongst these trees here. Obviously, I got to cut some trees down. And we're thinking about maybe a 25 by 30-ish, somewhere in there, you know?
Okay. So
600.
you're probably looking at around 600 or 700.
Yeah,
foot.
exactly. So basically right in here, we like the view of the valley and looking at the mountains this way. Yeah, because we thought this would be a great view to look down the valley. And all these trees in the summertime would provide some decent shade, because it does get warm here, as you know.
Yes.
That afternoon sun sets right over those hills there.
Yeah, right in the corner
So,
here. So
It actually gets some really nice shade over here
yeah.
in the summertime.
So, are you going to do a log cabin, or what kind of cabin are you going to build?
We're
Is it
going
be
to use
traditional?
some of these will be used as our main beams
Okay.
if we can.
Yep.
And then we're going to do basically a stick built for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We wanted to do log cabin. It's going to be a mix. The rafters, structurally going across the lengthwise.
Uh-huh.
I think that's going to be exposed inside.
Yeah.
So
And we're going to use some of these real big stuff here, kind of like you did with your cabin, and that's going to be like our main supports.
right.
Yep. So, what brought you guys here after all?
Well, we decided quite a while ago, actually, years ago, that we were going to retire early and live in a trailer and camp and live off grid.
We love the outdoors.
Yeah.
We
Every
camp-
weekend we
we
were
were
gone,
camping.
Yeah.
We both love
Backpacking.
to
Yeah.
fish. We're both archery hunters. And she's from East Wenatchee. I'm from Leavenworth, Washington. And we lived in Cashmere. And we saw, just like you, kind of the whole rat race and the traffic. And we just decided, you know what? Let's take a chance.
So we actually listed our trailer, or our home. I listed our trailer. Listed our home and sold it and bought the trailer. And that was just smack in the beginning of COVID. Just
yeah.
coincidentally.
Oh, okay.
We had the house listed, and then COVID shut everything down. So by the time it sold, we were still in the middle of COVID, but I had sold everything inside. We had just the bare bones minimum, and I had been laid off, and then we just took the plunge that summer of 2020. It really was to just travel.
Yeah.
And be,
Boondock?
off-gridding.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Boondocking. I was researching boondocking.
Yeah, we're not
Trailer park, RV park people.
RV park people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So,
not
and this-
our thing.
And this is
so.
actually our small trailer. We
Yeah.
did have a 2020 outdoors RV, which was 25 feet, four season.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, it was
Dual
great.
slide. It was huge.
Yeah,
But
we
we
loved
bought
it, and our intention was that we were going to live in it while we worked the last
Right.
2 years. But then again, COVID
COVID hit.
and that, of course, for everyone changes
Changes
everything.
the
Yeah.
whole scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we did bounce from that opportunity to so we realized that we didn't want to pull the ORV everywhere. It was
Yeah.
pretty
So,
heavy.
and again, plans always change.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You think you've got, and then all of a sudden a curveball or whatever. And so the first year we went to the Baja and spent 88 days in Baja, Mexico.
Were you boondocking or did you stay
Oh,
at
yeah.
a place?
Oh, boondocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
So you
pulled into
14 days and then move on to another?
We had one RV park booked
Yeah.
for the middle of February, and that was the only reservation
that was
we
the
had.
only- yeah.
We
The
did
rest
pull into
was
a
totally-
couple of parks, but
The rest was totally off grid.
Nice.
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
So I take it, because you didn't have your compost toilet. I know that
No,
till
not
you
at
got
that
here
time.
recently this year.
Yep, that's new.
So my guess is you had to go and pull the trailer and
Yep.
dump it every once in a
Find
while.
place to dump, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why we pulled into RV park.
Yeah.
Right?
Down there, it's really the only place to dump.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
okay,
really-
so
So
they
we'd
don't
stay
have-
like one night, dump,
flush the systems,
go out for,
shower, laundry. Yep.
2-3 weeks.
Come
dump,
back.
Again.
And
Yeah.
but I think we calculated out of 88 days, we stayed at an RV park. I think like 12 days, 15 days out of 88 days, and the rest of it was all boondocking, camping on beaches, fishing. It was phenomenal. We spent a lot of time in Arizona, Utah, Southern California.
So we did a bunch of traveling.
Sounds
and that
like
was
it.
great.
Yeah.
But then we also realized during that time that we really needed a place of our own.
To call home.
Yeah. Something to come
rather
back to.
than-
Yep.
Rather than people call it mooch docking. Yeah, friends and family and everything.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
paying for storage and whatnot. So we actually, that's when we went, okay, we need a place that we can actually call home.
Yeah.
And so that's when we found this place and this piece of property and fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And we really were just planning to do the carport, RV port, and the tough shed. And, we'll build another shed and whatnot, and maybe a little bit of an off-grid kitchen. it's really morphed from there.
Involved.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll be here usually March through
end of March.
through roughly almost the end of November-ish, give or take. And we like going south for the winter.
I don't blame you. Be nice
No.
and tropical, and
Yeah, so
the fishing's got to be phenomenal too.
Well, and you
Yes.
know, we had friends just say, you know, because it snowed the other day when we came up to your place,
Yep.
and they said, "Oh, but you're used to it. You grew up in the snow." And it was like, well, yeah, because that's where we lived.
Yeah.
That's where our
we had
parents
no choice.
put us.
Now we have a choice.
And it was great. We loved growing up where we did. But now that we have the option, we like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got it there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, we have just a pinch under 7 acres. We're totally off grid, just like you.
Yep.
We haul our water in.
We haul our water.
See your
in.
solar behind us.
Yeah,
we got
I'm
some
about
solar.
ready to put that one on top, so it'll give me 300 watts on top of the trailer.
Okay.
And that's a 100-watt portable.
Yep.
And then I have another 200-watt on this building that feeds our Starlink, our Snowmaster fridge freezer,
And the fan for the toilet.
and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I'm really wanting to upgrade to get 1,000, 1,200 watts next year. Because as you know, when you rely on the sun for your power, you need every bit you can get.
I'm a big fan of that sun tracking system because
Yeah, we're
it
super
beats the
into
heck
that.
out of moving it 3 times a day, which is what you would have to do.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And that's just a big old pain in the butt.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to just sit down and forget about it. So-
I played with this one where I put it directly if the sun was on us right now, and I'd be, bringing in, let's say 12.7, 12.8, and then that would be in the shade. And then when I put it directly in the sun on my lithium battery, it'd be upwards of 14 volts coming in.
Yep.
Just by turning it 3 feet in the direct versus going this way.
And also, the nice thing about that solar tracker is it gets the right angle,
tilts.
gets the optimum angle,
Yeah.
and then keeps tracking that sun the whole day long, which is huge because even if you move it 3 times, you're not getting everything you would
Right.
like the
Right.
solar tracker.
Right.
Yeah.
You get a cloudy day though, what I do is I just go out and I turn off the tracking and I just manually move it then. But if it's a clear sunny day like this morning started out,
I know.
I went out there this morning, I turned it off now, look at it.
Yeah.
Of
So,
course.
Yeah.
so how about, let's talk a little bit about this building. All right, so you guys built this off of that $20 a load?
$20 wood and the logs that we cut down, the trees
Yep.
that we cut.
I love the barn door setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. We have some tweaking to do on it.
Yeah, we have some tweaking to do on it.
All of our boards are at a bit of an angle because of the way we built it,
Uh-huh.
and the fact that we wanted the rain and snow and everything to come off of it.
Uh-huh.
So the main bar doesn't sit flat, so we've got to reconstruct that. But,
Yeah,
in the meantime, we just
it works.
figured it out. Yeah.
And just
it looks good.
yesterday,
Yeah.
we're winterizing. So
Yeah.
behind here we've got some nice heavy-duty screens so it keeps the bugs and stuff out in the summertime. But we just put this up yesterday.
Bear proof?
Yeah.
I don't know about bear,
Well,
Bigfoot proof?
we're hoping it's bear proof.
but basically to
Bear
help
deterrent.
keep the heat in.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll probably end up maybe putting some more cross beams and screwing them down just
Right.
as another
When we leave, yeah.
deterrent. Yeah.
So this is screwed in, not hinged.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
screwed in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
Normally
basically,
that's on the inside.
yeah.
That
so
we can take in and out.
that way we can take the screws out. We pull this out, and
Okay.
again, it's a nice heavy-duty screen, and
Mm-hmm.
it's actually a sunscreen.
Yeah.
You can still see through it really well,
Mm-hmm.
but it does knock down some of the ultraviolet rays coming in. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're pretty happy about that. And then the windows and stuff around the backside, or should say the sides, are all hinged.
And lift up. So they'll lift up, and then it also protects from the rain and snow coming in, as well as it shades the sun. 'Cause they-
So this is just one of our hinge.
Oh,
windows.
nice. Okay. I like
So
that.
you can see Okay.
And you got your stay.
So there's our screen that I was talking about.
Right. Yes. Nice.
Yeah. So
And then you got your little stays, and you got
Yep.
little bracing here
Yep.
to keep that up.
Yep.
That's nice.
yeah.
You haven't had a problem with wind
No.
knocking it down? Okay.
No.
No.
That works out
Actually
good.
really sturdy. It's heavy.
Those look good too.
They're really
So we
heavy.
got these two on this side, and then we have
One on
another
the-
window
The storage is
on
in
the
there.
back side.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
yeah. So in the summertime, it's real nice because it lets the sunlight in,
A little bit of a breeze.
a little bit of a breeze, and then
Yeah.
obviously this time of year when it's cold, helps kind of keep the heat in from the wood stove and the fire pit.
Let's look at the wood.
Well
stove
thought
back
out.
there, too.
Well, yeah, let's take a look here. Ready?
Okay, so we're now on the back side of the off-grid kitchen, and this is the back side of the wood.
Pizza.
Well,
Well, it's not really a pizza oven, is
It's a
it?
wood oven.
it's a wood
Wood-fired
oven. It's so
yes.
easy to say pizza oven, but
I
you know
know.
what? We do a heck of a lot more than pizza.
Most of what we cook is not pizza.
yeah.
Right. No, I get
I
it.
mean, we're like tonight. We're doing
Meatloaf.
meatloaf, and
You did grouse?
we did a homemade grouse breast with homemade
potatoes.
scallop
I'm
potatoes.
seeing that.
Yeah.
We did a spatchcock
good.
chicken. We've done chocolate chip cookies. We've done a bear roasts,
Cobblers. yeah.
cobblers, everything.
Oh, that's awesome. This thing's pretty handy
It's an
then.
oven.
Yeah, it's
It's
an
an
oven.
oven. Yeah.
It's just wood-fired oven.
Which
you
we
know.
haven't
Only the
had
best.
in a long time. So
Yeah.
we're really
Yeah.
excited to actually have a wood oven.
Yeah, it turned out really, really nice. Can't wait to show the viewers the inside
Yeah.
again.
Let's go check it out.
It turned out beautiful. Yeah, let's take a look.
This was probably the major, besides this. This was because we haven't dealt with a lot of concrete and brick and masonry stuff.
Oh, I can relate.
before.
Yeah.
So under this right here, the pad is almost 6 inches thick. Yeah, so the base was 26 bags of 60-pound
Concrete.
concrete just for this little thing. And
Jeez.
then there's 38 8x8x16 cinder blocks, which are also full of rebar and cement.
I was going to ask you if you put rebar in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's 3 slabs that are here, and each one of those slabs were 230 pounds.
Holy
each,
mackerel.
which has a big void in the middle, and that's where you put your perlite, and that's basically your cooking area. And then this has 720 pounds of refractable cement with stainless steel shavings as kind of like rebar in
Okay.
for strength. So yeah, it was a lot of heavy stuff to.
Oh, yeah.
And then of course you got to wait in between each stage to let it dry.
It took about a month.
I was gonna say,
almost
there's a
to
month's worth of
build
work.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was done. So it was just a matter of
Mm-hmm.
doing this. And then we were able to
Build your
do
enclosure.
the enclosure around it. But yeah, that literally took us pretty much all of September
Wow.
to do. Yeah.
So yeah, it's still a work in progress, but it's all our goal was this year to get it functionable,
And it is.
and we did.
Yeah,
So-
it works great. I love it.
All right. When we started off this morning, it was 39 degrees, and we are at 54.
Yeah.
So now we do have a little fire pit here, and I got it on halfway. But our wood-fired
go.
oven was upwards of 700 degrees, so we've got a lot of residual heat coming out of that. So I'm pretty pleased from 39 to 54.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Really?
bad.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled
And
with
we're
that.
out of the wind, and
Yeah.
well, the cold.
so next year when we'll get this place insulated, I'm hoping for another 10, 15
Oh,
degrees.
yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
What kind of insulation are you gonna put in there? R21 or something?
Well, so like on the walls here, we're going to do a shiplap. So we're going to do
Sage.
the other $20 wood, in
Yep.
between here, right here, and then so we'll have insulation here.
Oh yeah, you could do the 6-inch insulation.
Yeah, and then on the ceiling, we might do a spray foam. I'm not going to go too crazy on that. So yeah, this is the off-grid kitchen, and we are absolutely loving it. As you know, we invited you over for
wonderful,
Oktoberfest.
yeah, a wonderful party. It was
Yeah, we
great. A
had
lot of nice
over-
people I met.
We had over 50 people here, and we had the perfect weather, and
It was great. It was
was
such
great.
a great day.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was great. Yeah.
Got to showcase our space a little bit.
So let's take a look around the room here a little bit. So as we go around this room here, you can see they've got their big game screen TV.
Yeah, we got a
Yeah.
TV up there. Neighbor and friends of ours gave that to us. Super sweet.
Nice. And
Or
then
we
you,
can watch the
Seahawks.
there you go. And you got your kitchen area there all dialed
Yeah.
in.
Yep.
I love it. And
We
all your pots and
actually-
pans. And
We got tool chest. I was thinking of the name. This set from friends of ours, Joe and Sherry. They were gonna get rid of it,
nice.
and they said, "Well, any chance you guys want this?" And I said, "Well, yeah, because it's critter proof."
Yeah.
So we
That's
can
funny. I
put-
had those too, and I sold them before I
we
left.
just painted it all, and because it was all red, and so we've got our silverware and stuff in there, knives and utensils in there.
Oh yeah, that
plates
works
and
good.
stuff. Before I had it all in tubs, and it was pull it out and thrash around. It was driving me crazy. And then of course we've got all our silverware and stuff like that over here too. So
Oh yeah.
it's actually been a game changer for
game
us.
changer.
We are going to put a counter over here. We actually have a huge thing of granite that matches this piece that friends of ours gave us when they moved. That's
Oh.
going to go here
Yep.
Oh okay.
next year. And
Nice.
then we're going to take this stuff and move it over here and make it a little wider, and this will be a counter over top of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
So basically,
Go all
where
the way
you're
around.
standing and where I'm standing, that granite will come out,
yeah.
and this will be just a big granite, and it's great for
Bar.
making pizzas and stuff on.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just took and put wood on our cross beams here to create
Yeah.
some quick
Made
shelves.
some little shelves and
I
didn't
did
even
some
need brackets.
staining when my box of wine got a hole in it, evidently. So, yeah, that will get replaced.
And we got the main area here.
Rich's station.
Yeah.
Boy, look at those glowing coals.
Yeah, I
Oh my
know.
goodness.
There's some nice-
Insane.
There's some nice heat coming out of there. Yeah. All we burn is either apple, cherry, or pear wood.
Okay.
Especially
Hardwoods.
Hardwoods, yes.
Yes.
We do a little bit of the hemlock.
We
from
do a little
our
hemlock to help start it,
pile.
but then
Yeah.
after that, it's all this type of wood. This is all apple. Yeah. So yes, I've got a really good source on apple wood and cherry wood, and of course it helped pay for all of this, which
Yeah.
is great. Yeah, and then at this point, probably might be going back next year. Probably again starting late March, 1st of April,
Okay.
and then we'll start working on the cabin.
That's awesome. Looking forward to coming back and seeing your improvements and your
Yes.
build, and
Yeah.
because you guys move pretty fast for somebody that's still working.
Well, I wasn't, so
Yeah, I
So, and
know.
the thing
That
is,
really helped.
We work so well together.
I'm not afraid to look at a project and go, well, he can't be here. He's off making money for us, so I'm not afraid to jump in and go, all right, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know the screw gun works when I push this button. I'm better than that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Well, and-
I mean, I had an insurance background, office manager, so
Yeah.
I didn't build stuff, so.
Well, I didn't either. I mean, we all
We're all
come from
learning
different
as we go.
backgrounds.
Between Pinterest, YouTube, I mean,
Yeah.
really, if you could just get that initial step to whatever you're uncomfortable with and go, well, okay, oh, that's how you do it. All
Oh,
right.
You-
I need
you-
another set of hands and no one's here. Hey, this shovel might be just long enough to hold.
There you
oh,
go.
Look at that. That's gonna hold
You-
that while I screw these in here.
You do have to be creative when you're
very
working
creative.
alone,
Yep.
Yeah.
especially. But like you said, you hit it on the head. You got to get out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
my old attitude was, I just can't do it good enough. I got to hire it. Well, that's the way I used to be when I had money.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
when you don't have money, now you've got
Or
to
you want
figure
to
out.
hold on the money that you have.
Or yeah,
Right,
what
yeah.
little you have.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and just say,
I'll figure it out.
if I do it wrong this time, I'll just redo it later.
Exactly.
You know, I'll get it right at some point. The way I look at it, if another person can do it, you can do it. There's no
Absolutely.
reason
So true.
to not break out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
You're not going to hurt yourself if you're smart about it.
A
You know.
lot of people at the beginning thought we were a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
You bought 7 acres and you have no water, no power, no sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that they can't even fathom
They
the idea of
can't,
that.
they can't wrap
Wrap
their
their
mind around, you know.
It's a whole different, the quietness of being in an area like this
Yeah.
makes such a valuable area for you. I mean, just being in the city, hustle and bustle, and deal with the stress of daily going to work, that grind,
Oh,
and you're making somebody else money. You're not,
yeah.
you're making enough to get by.
Yeah.
Is that really what you want to do?
Exactly.
Is just get by.
Well, and that's part of our thing. It was like, you know what? I'm tired of living by what society is deeming we need to have. You got to have the house mortgage, the 2 car loans. You got to have all this credit card debt. You got to have this. You got to keep up with the Joneses. And it's exhausting.
It
And
is.
that was part of the
Yeah.
reason that we went, no.
And like we just watched your latest video this morning, and you were talking about living off grid is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
It's
isn't it?
constant work.
I mean, you know, a normal house, you turn on the faucet, you can let that run endlessly.
Right.
You don't do that here.
No, I've got to go 20 acres to go collect my water and bring it
Right,
up so I can have
exactly,
water.
yeah.
And power, like we have Starlink.
Yep.
But guess what?
You got to make that power.
We got to, yeah, solar makes our power. And when we're not using it per se, like we just turned it on just before you came here. Because it takes anywhere upwards of 80 watts to run that thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
And if we're out chainsawing and cutting wood and putting on roofs, there's no reason to have it on. So power.
Until you get more solar, then you can. Well, like
Right,
me,
yes.
my 800 watts.
Right.
I just leave it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
There's-
before it was the same way. When I first got it,
we're
I'd
not
shut it
there
off.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, on the solar end.
Next year.
Yeah.
And next year
we will
you'll be there.
It is very
Sage.
hard work.
Sage.
But you know what? Like you were saying on your video, it's so rewarding.
It
We
is.
sit here at night and we look at this kitchen, this off-grid kitchen we built, and we are tickled to death.
Your achievements.
This whole thing cost us about maybe $1,600, and almost 3/4 of that was just the roof.
The metal roof. Yep.
Yeah.
But you
There's
need that metal
something
roof.
to be said for sitting down at the end of the day. My hands were aching so bad from running the saw,
And
and
drilling.
drilling and lifting
Yeah.
and moving. It's like I hurt everywhere, and it felt so good because I was creating. We were creating.
It all paid off
Building.
because
I wouldn't change it for
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Wouldn't change it for the world.
Our storage shed up there cost us about $600
Yep.
for that size of storage shed. And again, it's, we had to take some stuff down, like, oh, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, it cost you
We did.
time.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather spend time than money,
me too.
you know,
Yeah.
make a mistake like you were saying, and just, okay, I won't do that again.
So yeah, this turned out beautiful in here.
I decided once we had the kitchen built that we needed to have something good to sit on. So I created these chairs. Pinterest, of
Yeah.
course, is where I actually got it from.
And they turned out awesome.
Then I actually went up and got one of our lawn chairs that we have up above sitting there, and I brought it down as my model. Okay, I want it this high, this wide, this way, and that's what I made it from. I still want to round the edges and up above and everything, but they turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I
They're
love
pretty
them.
comfortable. It's wood. It's hard. So we did actually get. I tried making a cushion that was a total fail, but I got just a couple of lawn chair cushions to put underneath, and it's comfortable now.
And we're thinking they were less than $2.
Isn't
This
that
is all
awesome?
scrap wood.
This is all this $20 wood. Honestly, the most expensive stuff
We
is
do
the
have-
spruce.
We do have some 2x8s or
2x6s.
2x6s that we got, but we bought those because we were using them for the frames and stuff for the build
The
of
forms.
the.
So we just repurposed our
Yeah.
forms
Right.
And
You got to do that. You got to think outside the box.
Outside the box.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, Rich went to work one day and came home, and I made a chair. And he's like, "Well, I want one." I said, "Okay, I got more wood," and I made another chair.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah,
It's,
they turned out awesome. I love it.
It's turned out good.
I want to make some chairs too. I'm waiting for you to make a chair like the one in my place. I want to see you do that.
I know your rocking chair. Man, I sat in that and was like, "Okay, I'm never leaving. This is super comfortable."
Yeah, that'll take some skills.
I know.
Well, you need to set up a jig
Yeah.
for the little trim pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all in a, if you want the curve, you got to set up a
Right.
jig. Then you want, ultimately, they make a steam box.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that?
So you
Form
can,
it.
So, well, the steam box, you would put the straight pieces of wood in, steam them for several hours,
And
then
then
you'd
you
pull
can
them out,
form
they're
them.
flexible.
Right.
Then you drop them into those jigs, let them cool off, let them sit for a week, and then come back, and they should hold that form. And then you can rework them. So a steam box is something you'd build, basically, you'd have your fire over here, and then you have a tube running back into a long, thin box. Make sure there's water in there, creates the steam.
Right.
Put your pieces of wood in there, and you get them ready. That's how they make the canoes, the cedar strip
Right.
canoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
It's the
seen
same
them.
way. So if
Yeah.
you ever
Right.
watch a cedar strip canoe build, it's the same idea to make that kind of stuff on furniture.
Nope.
Yeah.
We're back over there.
So, if I'm working pizzas, I would like to have a shelf, live edge shelf that comes off of here.
There you go.
So when I'm pulling a pizza out, I can literally just go like this.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah,
And so it'd be nice to have a nice,
nice big slab. Well, that's
2
what
or
we're going to
3
make.
inch that could come out here,
Yeah,
and I could put out multiple pizzas, and people can come and.
that'd be awesome.
So we're gonna wrap this video up. I got some meatloaf in the small Dutch oven, and we are at exactly 400 degrees. So we're gonna slide this baby in.
Oh, that's so
As
nice.
you know, and we have said, everyone calls this a pizza oven, and we do it too every
Yeah.
now and then. And we make great pizzas with it. It's super
Yes.
fun.
Oh yeah, we've had some today.
Yeah, it was great to do that.
Yes, it was awesome
But
pizza.
it's
more than just a pizza oven. It is an oven. So we cook everything in
we
it.
cook everything.
Meatloaf is on.
Meatloaf,
Task for tonight.
yeah, all kinds of stuff. So
We want to thank Al and
Yep.
Sage,
Whoa.
faithful companion, for being here. Yes, enter stage right.
Well, thank you for letting me interview you.
It's been
Yes.
so fun.
It's
having
great
you.
having the off-grid couple here as company.
and I think this is gonna be a great ongoing collaboration.
I do too.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we interviewed you in the snow
Yes, you did.
about a week ago.
Not as cozy as here.
And I could just see us doing it again in the spring as the snow is melting.
I would
And then
say.
like in the summer when things are wearing shorts and t-shirts and
Well, and it's fun to get back together and say, what did you do this summer? What did you do this season?
Yep.
What did we do?
right. Yeah.
And watch us grow.
Yeah, definitely. I hope you all watch
So
them.
yeah, we do have 2 channels. So it's RB Outdoors NW, and then of course Off Grid Couple 93. That's a YouTube thing that they put, because if you don't put the 93 in, it's kind of hard to find us. So,
And I will make sure there's links to both of those at the end of this video, so you will be able to go to a couple of their most recent videos.
And Off Grid Al, it's been fun having you here.
It's been a pleasure.
It's
Thank
been
you so much.
Super awesome.
Sage has enjoyed it too, very much, haven't
If
you,
you like
sweetie?
what you've been watching here today, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you down the road.
yep.
Thanks.